welcome back to my channel. My name is Busola Ladende. So today's video is a little bit of it's a bit different from what we've seen so far. So today I'm going to be talking about my birth story. Yes, it's been a long time. My baby is sorry right now. So my baby is 6 months today, and this week I've been feeling some kind of emotion. My emotions are running up and down. So I just said, you know what, I think I need to talk about this birth story, because it's not just an ordinary birth story. It's a testimony that I need to share to the world. So let's go right into it. I have a piece of paper, so I might be looking down because I don't want to forget even the little details. So please bear with me. So firstly, I started my pregnancy journey, and I remember the first antenatal I had, I was tagged as a low risk pregnancy. Like, I was so happy that, okay, thank God, everything is fine, I'm good, my baby is fine. And I was looking so healthy. I was going to work, and fortunately for me, my antenatal clinic, or my clinic basically, is very close to my workplace. So all I need to do is just to take a walk from my workplace to the clinic, and once I'm done with my antenatal, I move back to the office. So it wasn't a case of me taking a day off or anything. I was still doing my regular job every day of the week. So this very day, it was my 36th week. Yeah, the very day that, and also fortunately, my antenatal days are on Wednesday, and Wednesday is always the beginning of a new week, like my pregnancy week. So it was my 36th week, and as usual, I took some picture in the office before I left to the clinic. And when I got to the clinic, and the normal way is you first be in a particular ward, you'll be in a room. So that's antenatal room. Or be in a room, we give you numbers, so it's according to the number. Once they call probably the first 10, second 10, like that, you move to another place, which is the antenatal. It's not, maybe another room, yeah, I think another room. Another place, you take your vitals. So the nurses will take your blood pressure, urine test, there's one other thing, okay, they will take your weight, yeah, those to be blood pressure, urine test, and weight, and they will record it. And we always have this notes that they normally give the weekly recording, so you know, in your notes, you know what you had the last week, and you know what you have this week. So after then, you move to the doctor. So the doctor will check your vitals and ask you some series of questions. Are you fine? Hope you have no complaint, all that good stuff. So this very day, and I was done with my vitals, and I checked the results. I saw my blood pressure, it was 1/289. I need to confirm because I think it was 144. Probably it was 142/89. That's huge. And I went to the doctor. The doctor said, oh, your blood pressure seems high, that I should go back, let them cover, because sometimes those things can just come up and down. So I went back with the doctor. So he gave me a student doctor to follow me back to the nurse's room to check my blood pressure again, and it was maybe 149. At that time, I knew that there was trouble, and my doctor had to say, you know what, that we might have to admit you. And I'm like, what? Admit who? I'm very well, I'm fine, I don't have anything, like nothing is wrong with me. Admit who? That was when the whole problem started, basically. And I looked at myself, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me. He said, no, there's something wrong, and I cannot be the one. That's why I just got angry. I cannot be the one to tell him what to do or not what to do. I said, I'm just coming from work, like my workplace is just a stone away from here. And he said no, that okay, that what he can just do is for me to take some series of tests, do my scan. So he wrote down, what did they call it? Is it prescription? When the doctor tell you, okay, referral. So he referred me to the scan room, to the blood room. Is it blood room? You understand, Sha? So where I was going to take my blood test, same hospital, and my scan. So when I now check the referral notes from the doctor, I saw gestational hypertension. Like, That was when I knew this thing is real. Me, gestational. I didn't even read the gestational. It was just the hypertension. Like, me, hypertension. Nipolo symbol. Like, where is it coming from? Me, small me, hypertension. Like, what, really? And then I went to the scan room, and this woman said, okay, because it's a public hospital, I'm going to tell you a backstory of how I ended up in a public hospital, which I'm really grateful for at the long run. I'm going to still tell you, but I just want to ensure that I do not miss out on my points and the things I really need to say. So when I got to the scan room, this woman was not nice. She told me that they have only one person that does scan, and she already knows the number of people that will do for today, so I can't do the scan. I waited. I met with the radiographer, people that does scan. I know that they use radiographer for some, they use another name for another for some. So I met him anyway, and I was crying because how do I have hypertension? How? And he told me that you can't do anything, that madam, come back tomorrow, after waiting for like, let's say 5 hours in the hospital. So from there I went to where I was going to take my blood test, and they also told me same story. In fact, this one was even different. No, I'm so sorry. So I did the test, but the result doesn't come out until the next day. Yeah, so I did the blood test, but I was told the results will not come out until the next day in the evening, or I think morning, something like that. I said, okay, no problem, you know what, I'm just going to go home. So I went to work, and then my husband came to pick me from the office. I already told them at work that I do not think I'm coming back to this office. I might not come, I might come, just take it like that, but I need to take a day off tomorrow first. So I went back to the hospital first thing in the morning. I went to the scan room. I did my scan. In fact, the woman, that she later apologized to me that she was sorry, that but the workload is so much on the radiographer, and she didn't want to add more to the weight he had. So I said, it's okay, now I'm here. So I did my scan, and yeah, I did my scan, and my baby was fine, and she was even weighing, at that time she was weighing 3.0 kg. Yeah. So the weight in the scan results was 3.0 kg, and I was really happy that okay, so that means my baby is fine, and the fluid, the everything is normal. So the doctor said if I don't have all the results, I shouldn't come to him. So I was just in the waiting room, hanging around and just waiting for my blood test results. We were closed that's my husband. He closed at around 6, and he came to the hospital around 7, and I was still there waiting for the results. When he came, he was just mad. I was like how, like, this thing is gestational hypertension. This woman is pregnant. I was in my 36th week. Like, anything can happen, and if people are just wasting our time and all, how will you just allow someone to be waiting for results? They said no, it's not their fault, blah 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 blah. The blood test result came out, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor was not on duty. So the way they do it in the hospital is that there are teams of doctors, and they are all gynecologists, so which really helped a lot. So for this week, for like Wednesday, my own team of doctors, like the head of the team was Dr. Fashional. So Wednesday is for Dr. Fashional, and the next day might be for another doctor. So Dr. Fashional's team were at emergency on Thursday, the next day. That was on 27th. So I had to go to the emergency room to meet up with any of them, and I explained everything. And so they took the result, they checked, and the woman said okay, that she has checked, and she checked my blood pressure again that same time, and it was still very, very high. I was looking at myself, and I didn't know what to do. I did not bring anything. I was just on my clothes. We didn't even plan that I was going to be admitted that day. I was hoping for the best, hoping that I wasn't going to be admitted. Long story short, she told me that she needed to see my own doctor, which was the next doctor after Dr. Fashion. That's the head. And we're waiting again. We're waiting and waiting. It was not around 9 p.m. that they later attended to us. At around 9, it was like when we just I was just so angry. I didn't even know. Like, I just started talking to her that, how will you just be allowing someone to be okay? So you told me my blood pressure is high, and you're wasting my time like this, giving me unnecessary anxiety. Like, what would be the case? More high blood pressure. And that was then she now said, okay, she will need to go and meet up with someone. And then I later saw me and told me that, you know what, madam, you are 36 weeks, you're close to your due date, and looking from the scan, your baby is big enough or old enough, the head, like, you know how they do all those things, everything seems like you can give birth tomorrow, basically. So we will want to continue to monitor you until we see that if there is any other thing that wants to happen. The blood test came out fine, that you need to stay in the hospital, we need to admit you. And if you don't want us to admit you, you are going to sign a letter of this thing, like you releasing yourself, basically. So you are the one that decided not to be admitted. I said, what? Admit me? I didn't bring anything. I don't have anything to wear. Admit? How? From a low risk pregnancy to high risk, like just in one day, everything just turned around. And so we decided that, okay, I don't have a choice. We made some calls and people were saying, you know what, if it's Lagos Island Maternity Hospital and they tell you that you should stay back, please stay back. Like, don't go to any other private, because I had another private hospital. I was just saying, you know what, so that you don't have yourself to blame for anything, just stay back. Even if it's going to be the next day you change your mind, stay back. And I was in the emergency room. Meanwhile, I had to run to my friend's place, which is also close to the hospital, Anita's place, to bring bed sheets, the necessary things that I need. We went to buy bread. Like, it's not a day I really want to look back to. I think that's why I've just been I've not been looking towards sharing the story, but I need to share it because it's a testimony and I'm not going to keep quiet. So he had to leave because of course he can't stay in the hospital, and I was in the emergency room. They did a series of checking, questioning, recording, filling a lot of forms. I wasn't the one filling, they were just asking me questions. And I called my mother, I called my father, and I was just crying. I was just crying because, like, how did me of yesterday that was so healthy became someone that is now being admitted in the hospital? And I do not know when I'm going to leave. I do not, like, the way the doctor was even saying was like I'm going to have my baby next day. It was just sounding like that. I had so many things. Mind you, it was on a Wednesday. I had already paid for my makeup artist, made my dresses, paid the photographer for Saturday shoots, like my my pregnancy shoots, pictures and everything. And I went all out. I remember I was telling her that I need to even look for someone that does pregnancy shoots, not just regular photographer. Like, I went all out, spent a lot of money, and I was just there. I remember that I was also packing my things in my box, saying, oh, I want to do pack with me for this is not funny, but it's also funny. Pack with me for hospital stuff. And here I am in the hospital. I do not know what tomorrow. I don't know what will happen tomorrow, and I was just there. So I slept off at some point, and it was in the way that they came to wake me up and say that I have to go to the ward now, that I can now move to the ward. And I just slept. The next day my husband came with so much food from his boss. Like, she has been a wonderful person to us, like, and I was just there. And okay, so doctors came, they did check, blood pressure was still high, everything, advised that you just say, we'll just keep watching your blood pressure, we keep watching your protein. So the thing is, I already had edema because my legs were swollen. They were super swollen, like if there's anything like that. So before then, my legs were swelling, and I told my doctor that this leg is really swelling. He told me there's no problem. So which I guess is because my blood pressure was still very fine, and it was just the swelling that I had issue with. If you should see me when I was pregnant, everyone would say, what happened? I said, my doctor said it's fine. What else can I do? So they told me, okay, because now that you have blood pressure, my hands were already swelling, told me to get TED socks. We were had to buy TED socks. I started wearing TED socks and keep checking my protein, keep checking my blood pressure. Like, it can be like 4 or 5 times in a day. Keep checking. And I was in the hospital in that horrible night. I said night gown, in the hospital clothes. Like, if you see me, it wasn't something that, you know what, okay, let's just go back to the story before I get so emotional. So, and some days I'll cry so hard. Like, I felt so lonely, although there was option of staying in the private ward. But the issue is, if I stay in the private ward, when do I know I'm going to deliver? Who will be with me in the private ward? My mother-in-law was ready to come. My mom too was also thinking, okay, maybe she will come. I said, no, baby is not here. Who are you helping? It's not like I can't lift my hands. It's not like I cannot go out. So what are you guys going to be doing? But I think after a week, I got so comfortable with the whole environment. I made friends in the ward, and I just kept pushing. I just kept praying and hoping for the best. So each day, blood pressure high, sometimes 160 something. Yeah, I remember, like, it was 160 something in the morning, and I was taking, okay, so they put me on drugs, so 2-3 times daily. Yeah, 2-3 times daily, and they were hoping that once it calms down, that they are going to reduce the prescription for me. Maybe it will now be 1-3 times daily, but it never did. I was on 2-3 times daily, and on the top, and okay, so the thing is, like, 3 times in a week or twice in a week, the team of doctors will come and see me. So I have a particular doctor that was given to me, that he's the one that will check my blood pressure, my protein, because he asked me for questions. But this, like, a team, like Dr. Fashion's team, usually comes, like, let's say 3 times a week. So this very day was on a Wednesday. They came in and they checked my blood pressure again. And that day, they asked, okay, so that day, they found a trace of protein. So pre-eclampsia basically is when you have protein, high blood pressure, and maybe edema. Basically, those two, protein and high blood pressure, is the major reason why they will tell you that, oh, you have pre-eclampsia. So they've always been saying, we just hope that we don't see protein. If we see protein, we are going to go in for delivery. I said, no problem. What I just want is healthy baby. Before that time, my husband was saying, maybe we should just opt for CS directly, and they were telling me that since it's my first baby, and like, they need me to try, let's give it a try, let's see how it goes. And there was no protein at that time. So when they saw a trace of protein, my doctor came in, like my direct doctor came in, and he told me that, no, Dr. Fashional came at some point, and he was saying that they have to do cervical ripening for me that week, right? I think so, yeah, that week, that they had to do cervical ripening for me that week. It was on a Wednesday, and they were talking about, no, it was even talking about the next week. Yeah, the next week, Wednesday, they had to do cervical ripening for me, blah blah blah. That since it was going to be, he's 37 at that time, and then it's fine. I said, okay, no problem. At that time, I was just tired. Like, this baby should just come out and be fine. That was what I needed. But on Thursday, they all came in again, and there was a trace of protein. So the trace is not so high, but there was a trace of protein, and I was already getting scared because I've read so much about pre-eclampsia, and I wasn't ready to deal with that. And they told me again that, okay, you know what we'll do? We will be on duty on Sunday. So what we'll do is, so the method is to do cervical ripening. So cervical ripening is something to just start the process of labor. It helps to start the process. So if they do cervical ripening for you, maybe like the next day you should be like at 3 cm or something like that. So they told me that we're going to do cervical ripening on Saturday evening, so that it will still be doctors and familiar, like my own team of doctors, that will attend to me for labor. I said, okay, that's fine. And at that time, my friend had already brought my clothes. We were even thinking that we'll bring the photographer and then I will take a private, or since I already have a date for the cervical hernia and the next day for the delivery, so we're already thinking, okay, you know what we'll do, take a private room on Saturday. Photographer said no, that is going to increase his bill. My husband will come and pick you, all your tools. He said no. I said okay, no problem. Then Mira was suggesting that, you know what, let's use our own photographer that was going to talk to him and all. And I said okay, no problem, let's still do it if it's doable. And I was just having fun in the hospital, just enjoying myself basically and hoping for the best. And the next thing, that same Thursday, that we already agreed with my doctor that cervical hernia was going to come in on Saturday, then labor for Sunday. I just went downstairs. I think I went downstairs to the restaurant to eat, and I came back upstairs, and my neighbor, basically person, not neighbor, opposite my own place, like opposite my own part of my space, she just told me that, you know what, like one of the doctors came to see me and they were looking for me. That even while we were talking, one of the young doctors now came here and said that I have to do my cervical hernia that same day. Yeah, that same day that I have to go. Sorry, it was a Friday. I'm so sorry. So I have to do my cervical hernia that same day, that same evening, that Dr. Seviki insisted that I have to do. And I said no, I cannot do it. You guys told me that you will be on duty on Sunday. I cannot pull myself with, although it's no issue, but I wasn't ready to deal with people that do not know my history as much as you guys do. And she said okay, you know what, I'm just going to tell Doctor. She was even saying, okay, I think I agree with you, I'm going to also tell Dr. that you insist that we should do it the next day, which was on Saturday evening, because I had to do my shoot on Saturday morning, you know. So I went back. I called Mira and I told him everything, and thankfully, so before then, there was a day before then, I got so frustrated, I just got so tired, I was crying. You know what, let's just do the private ward thing, let my mom come over. He called mommy and she came into Lagos. She came into Lagos a day before that day, or 2 days before. Yeah, she came into Lagos on Wednesday. I saw her on Thursday, but like I told her that, you know what, don't worry, because in fact before then I already told me that, you know what, call mommy not to come again, but she said she had already prepared and she was coming. So she saw me on Thursday and went back hoping to see me again Friday evening. So only for them to tell me that I was going to do cervical hernia that same day, that I should call my people, they should bring my baby things. And I'm like, baby things that I have not even packed together. Thankfully I've bought all the things, but just kind of like I wanted to put everything on the box and arrange them properly. Baby things, like really, this thing is really happening. Okay, I know it was supposed to be like Saturday evening, this is Friday afternoon, so you're telling me I'm going to go into that process this same evening. So I called Mira again and I told him, you know what, just let mommy come, because I needed to buy some things, because Dr. Seriki insisted. So he insisted that I should please, let's do it, because Dr. Fashina said they have to start now. Like I told you, there was already trace of protein in my urine twice, so that was why he insisted that let them start as soon as possible, not delaying, because like, why do you have to wait for us to be the ones on duty? Like, we cannot risk that. So long story short, we went to get the needed things. My mother-in-law came, went to get the needed things, and in the evening, one doctor just came to the ward and said, are you Omolara? Because I think, yeah, I was using Omolara Ladende. I said yes. And I said okay, that we're told that you were doing your cervical hernia. I said okay. And I said, come with us. I went to the labor room and I don't know, it wasn't so painful, but it was so uncomfortable, and it took a long time, because it was a young doctor that attended to me, and the supervisor or whoever had to now do it himself. It took a long time, but anyway, that was it. I did the cervical hernia, hoping that my baby would come the next day. Like, everything just happened so fast. This was on 4th of January, I was admitted in the hospital on 27th. Sorry, this was on 4th of February. I was admitted in the hospital on 27th of January. Like, I never knew I was going to have my baby so soon. I didn't know, and I was just looking at everything like, what is happening? I'm sure people that saw me like a day before, that same day I was going to just be thinking like, I was just thinking, what would my neighbor think? Like, what would people think? What happened? But I was just grateful for a sound there. I was like, yeah, I'm still healthy, thank God. So that same day, now I remember. So that same Friday, I was told to go for my scan, so that I will have my scan results Saturday morning. So I went downstairs to do my scan, only for me to come back. It wasn't the restaurant I went to, I'm sorry. I went downstairs to do my scan and to get the results, only for me to come back, and I was told that doctors were looking for me. I had to do my cervical hypnea that same day. So I did it, and my husband came, my mother-in-law too was around, and let's say around 9 p.m. I started feeling so uncomfortable, like I was feeling labor pain, or so I think, like serious labor pain. I saw someone beside me too who was also feeling, and I remember Mira and I were just walking down the hall, and I was just feeling that pain. It would come, it was so sharp. It will come and you go, you come and you go, you come and you go. And I think around 11 or thereabout, I had to leave to come back the next month. I also told my mother-in-law to leave because they were not going to allow them to stay with me. So where would they stay? So I just told them, you know what, just come in very early. I'm fine, I'll be fine. Come in very early before I move to the labor ward. So I was in the hospital, and let's say around 2 a.m. and I was chatting with Mira all the time. I was telling, okay, how is the pain? I'm still feeling the pain. How are you doing? Okay, sorry, blah blah blah. And around 2 a.m. the pain just stopped. Like, the pain stopped around 2 a.m. I didn't feel one single pain again, and I was thinking, what's happening? No labor pain again. And in the morning, let's say 6 a.m. my mother-in-law and my husband were already around, and they moved me to the labor ward. And when like, not just me, so it's usually a group of 4 in the labor room, so we're like 4. They moved us to the labor ward, and they removed one of us, our own has even come down, so that means that she was already dilated, like way dilated. So I think I was even the first person they attended to. So this is my testimony. When I got to the hospital, before then, when Dr. Seriki came back to tell me that Dr. Fashina insisted that I must do it, someone already told me, one of my friends at the ward told me that if he insists, just ask him, are you going to be there, even though you're not on duty? So I told him, are you going to be there? He said, yes, I'll be there. So when I got there, he was not there, but he had told the doctors that they should attend to me. That's not even the end. So they were just so hands-on on me. I was on the, what is happening? So I was the first person that they removed that ball from, and so I was given oxytocin injection. Oxytocin injection. That is the what's that term, babe? Induce. Okay, so they wanted to induce the labor. So what they do is, once they do cervical hypnea a night before, that is if you don't go into labor naturally, and they want you to try labor, they do cervical hypnea a day before. The next day they remove the ball and they start inducing you. So there are different kind of inducing people. There are different way of inducing. So mine was, they use this oxytocin injection. That's the hot drip. Okay, so the general term is hot drip. So they gave me drip, and they put this very small injection inside the drip, and I was just there. Other people came to join in, and it was around 6 a.m. Yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah, 6 a.m. That was when the first drip started, and I was just there. And people that came after me, they started wailing and shouting beside me, and I was thinking, what is happening? I wasn't feeling anything. I was not feeling anything. And I think in about 1 hour, one doctor just came in, Dr. Ayoda. And he just came. He said, where is Omolara Dende? Dr. Seriki sent me to you, and that he said I should be with you and all. And he just told me, you know what, keep checking her blood pressure every 30 minutes. Ensure that you want. So they put the belt to ensure that my baby's heartbeat is on point. Everything was just keep checking the screen, ensure that it's working, everything. Like, I was wondering, what is happening? What is happening? But I wasn't feeling any pain. And people were shouting, people were wailing. And this lady that I told you that her own ball had dropped a night before, the next day she started screaming. She had not even finished the first drip. And before I opened my eyes, a baby was brought out from her. I was like, really? Like, here I am. Number one. And I had no pain. And you know the funny thing, my people, my husband, my mother-in-law, they thought I was in serious labor pain. Because I was just checking YouTube, listening to Nathaniel Bassey's song. I was just there. And the doctors were coming, checking how far are you dilated. You know how they will be checking inside and doing all those things. They even cut had to cut the water, this thing, so that maybe it's going to aid my this thing. Nothing. Dr. Yoda came again, said, you know what, and you know, because you did not we didn't plan for this before, we would have told you to do, babe, what's the name of that thing that when you want to do, they will give you that injection so that you don't feel any pain when you want to epidural. That we didn't plan for you. You would have taken you know, Lagos Island Maternity Hospital is one of these. What am I able to say? It's the best hospital if you want to give birth. So like, if you want any standard, you will get. Even though it's a public hospital, a government hospital, if you want the best of the best, you're going to get it. So you can apply for epidural. But me, I was already admitted. I wasn't even thinking of epidural or no epidural. I just wanted to have my baby. In fact, we're already saying, let us do cesarean section. Like, we are not saying, we are not rejecting. He said, no. We are going to give it a try. So he said, you know what? Tell our husband to go and get drugs for injection for pain and all. Me, I was not feeling pain. That was how they added to my trouble. My husband went to buy injection, pain relief injection. They added it to the drip, that so that you don't feel too much pain, don't want you to feel any pain, blah 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 blah. That was how all these doctors were just on me. I had like 3 doctors that were attending to me. 6 a.m. that was when my labor should have started. When it was around, let's say 10, I finished that drip, and they were all saying maybe the nurse did not put the oxytocin injection, that they're going to give me another drip and put another one, number 2. So I started the second drip. The person beside me don't born. I was looking, 2 other people, they were shouting. Me, I plugged in my Bluetooth and I was just listening to music, like Christian music, just edifying my spirit, soul and body. And I was not picking calls too, because I didn't know, like, I wasn't feeling pain. What am I going to tell people? That my mom was calling, my dad was calling, but I wasn't just in that mood to start picking calls, or I was seeing people wailing, and yeah. So at the second, you started getting so uncomfortable because I don't know. Doctors were saying that I was dilating, because when I came in, it was one doctor that checked me said it was 2 after removing the ball. The other one said it was 3. So at around that 12, I was at 4 or 5, but it was very slow. And they said I was dilating. I wasn't feeling anything. They would touch my tummy, nothing. I wasn't feeling any pain. In fact, I put in the word. I said I was. They said, you know what, you have to put there because the baby might be coming. I said, which baby? I'm not feeling anything. So the second one, I finished it, which they all checked when they were putting the injection. I did not feel another pain, no single pain rather. I didn't feel one pain. So they told me, you know what, we'll try the 3rd time. I don't know anybody. If you know, you might put it in the comment section, because I really love to know. Have you ever heard of anybody that took 3 or 2 drip without feeling pain? That is my story. But I'll tell you where the testimony is, because I didn't know God was preparing me for a bigger thing. So the 3rd one, I had a 3rd drip, and the injection was also added in the 3rd drip, and I didn't feel any pain, and they were already telling me, you know what, and the dilation was so slow. I was still around 5 to 6. They told me that once you finish the strip and there is no pain, because he was just saying the blood pressure, my baby has to be fine. So before I move forward, the scan results that came in the day I was going to do the cervical hypnea, my baby's weight has reduced. So that was one of the things I was just so concerned that, oh God. So maybe this pre-eclampsia thing has started when that protein trace started coming, and that's one of the dangers. So it affects your baby, because your baby might not be able to feed well, and it's going to drop your baby's weight. So let's move back to the labor room. So Dr. Anoda came in and he told me, you know what, if you finish this one and there is nothing, we are moving to theater room immediately. And I was like, you know what, I don't mind. I wasn't feeling any pain. I was just smiling. The second person gave birth, the third person gave birth. They brought in another person. This one had, our own eye blood pressure was higher than mine, so they used to grade it in different grades. Ours was higher. I can't remember what they called it, but ours was higher. And this woman gave birth by herself. Like, she was not even, they didn't even do cervical hypnea for her. They just told her, just come to the labor ward. And she gave birth after the first oxytocin injection. Me, I had 3 and I didn't feel one single pain. So 6 p.m, yeah, 6 p.m, I had finished it, and they were already saying, around, no, past 7, they were saying, you know what, let's go to the theater. And this man, God bless you, wherever your family, anywhere you are, God bless you, he just came in, said, you know what, okay, let's start. So, you know, they wanted to do maybe shaving. I said, you don't need that, there's no time. Dr. Serikis, this is Dr. Serikis' niece or sister or something, there's no time. I told you this is a star patient. Yeah, this is a star patient. Later, even my mother was already saying that some of the nurses were saying, we don't know where this person is. They said she's a lawyer, blah blah blah. Everybody is just eating egg, like we're just eating our egg on each other just to attend to her. Now wow, blah blah blah. If I meet her, I was surprised. Like, I didn't do anything. I did not give anybody money. I did not do anything, and this whole attention was on me. So right to a few minutes to 8, we moved to the theater room, and I did it. In fact, okay, so they had this rule that you cannot paint, like you cannot wear if you have any paint, that is courtesy. If you have any paint on your body, you have to, because they already told us all these things at antenatal, but because mine came in as emergency, I didn't plan it. I didn't know I was going to go through cesarean section, so I didn't prepare for anything. Say you're going to clean it, you cannot do all this, you cannot, like, protocol was broken for me. Like, the man was just saying, you know what, let her just come in. I entered the theater like that, like the way I was looking, I entered like that, and I was on the bed, and he told me that they are going to start now, they are going to clean me. If I hear any metal, blah 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 blah. They started it at 8:12, yeah, because it was this one that like, I could hear what they were doing, I could feel, no, not feel, but I could hear what they were doing, and I was feeling that metal thing when they were cleaning me. And 8:15, my baby was brought out, like exactly 3 minutes, and it was that fast. It was that fast. I remember when I was going to the theater room, I was dancing, I was even laughing with my husband. Like, I'm sure they would be worried. They would wonder that we thought you were dying in the labor ward. So this is my testimony. So God knew that I was going to have that baby through CS. Yeah. So my channel is a faith-based channel, as well as other things, vlog, everything. So if you're hearing this for the first time, God, please bear with me. This is who I am. So God knew that I was going to have that baby through cesarean section, and He was really preparing for me. Because imagine if I had that pain in the labor ward, and I spent 12 hours in the labor ward without having my baby, then moving me to the theater with pain after going through that pain. Do you know how I would have felt? I had a friend that we had similar case, though ours was not gestational or anything. Our baby was already big, so they said, we'll correct me for you, then the next day you do labor. And she felt the labor pain. She told me she felt the labor pain, and they took her to theater. That was one of our worst days. That, like, I don't want to experience that. I don't know what God did for me. And like thinking back, I do not know what God did for me, because I took 3 oxytocin injection. I've never had it. Like, you take 3 ox drip and you did not feel one single. I did not feel any single pain. The only pain I had was a night before, which was through the cervical, and that's, I think I told you, like 2 a.m. it just stopped. It just stopped. And I looked at myself and I knew that I am a testimony. That baby was going to come, but I wasn't going to go through a lot of stress. So they did the CS, cesarean section, and in 3 minutes my baby was out, full of air. 7.5, I knew that, this has to be a tiny baby. But when you see her full of air, you won't even know she was tiny. So I had my baby at exactly 8:15 p.m. on the 5th of February 2022, and she's 6 months today, and that is why I'm here telling my story. After then, I woke up in intensive care unit the next day in the midnight, and I knew that my head was, I felt so heavy, like my head was heavy, and they told me just lie down, just lie down. The next day, or that same morning, they woke us up to clean ourselves. I was wondering, where's my baby? That was what, because I blanked out basically. I know that they normally give one injection so you can just sleep off. So where's my baby? I did not see my baby. I was asking, okay, baby is fine, baby is fine. And I cleaned myself, showing that I was strong enough. So they told me, okay, we can now bring your baby. So even before my mother-in-law came in and my husband, they had brought my baby to me, and that's just my best story basically. She was looking so healthy, even though her weight was small. I knew that this baby, you will still be big, whether you like it or not. So I wasn't so bothered about her weight. I knew that it was something that I would look back to and say, thank God, at least she's here, she's alive, healthy. Like, you need to see the way she screamed at the theater. Would have said, 3 minutes she was out, Pampara, they removed her. So that is my story. That is my story, and I'm really grateful because I went through so many things in just short period. Pre-eclampsia, like, oh, I forgot to even tell you. So at the labor ward, they did another protein test for me, and it was I can't remember what the word they called. So it wasn't a trace again. It was a very serious one. So if I had had that, maybe when I was in the hospital, when I was still in the general ward, like before the labor ward, they would have told me that, Mama, you have pre-eclampsia, ma. You move from your gestational hypertension to pre-eclampsia. So that is how God just saved me from, I do not know what, I don't know what it would have, like, I don't know what would have happened to me, but thank God that I was healthy, my baby was healthy. I did not go through labor pain, basically, and I had my baby. And even though I had 3 odds drip, here I am just saying, thank you, God. Like, I'm just grateful to God for saving me, for saving my baby, giving me a healthy baby. If you see the baby now, you don't know that she was the 2.75 baby of yesterday. So I said I was going to say something about the hospital. So we initially did not want to go for a general hospital, like a government hospital, but my boss at work then just insisted that, you know what, I know this hospital and I can vouch for it, which is some things that you need to also, if you're a pregnant woman or if you're going through this stage, you need to just be sensitive. So that sometimes God just use people around you to just help you. Thank God I listened to her, and I told Mira that, you know what, they said this hospital is good, and another thing is close to my work. She wasn't saying, you know what, later if you guys want to give birth, you might decide not to go, but just keep going for the antenatal, keep going there. And when I started going, I just took interest. Like, I love this place. Even though we're so much, the attention to details was there. Like, they will make sure that they take care of you, and that was how I chose Lagos Island Maternity Hospital as my hospital. And I'm grateful to God that I have a healthy baby, healthy mama, and great family. Thank God for support too, like my husband's support, my mother-in-law support, my parents, my family. Like, it was a whole lot of support. It took a whole village for us to have our baby Damisi, and I think that is the end of my story, my best story. And I'm trying to see if I did not forget anything. Okay, I think I didn't miss out on anything. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my whole story. And if you are in this state, or if you are in the state of pregnancy, I hope you have a healthy baby. I hope that God will see you through the journey, because it's not an easy journey, and God will stand by you. He's going to see you through the stage. It's not an easy stage, but God is with you. So just have it in mind that God is with you. If you see me when I was pregnant, when I had all these things, you will not know it's still the same me, but God saw me through, and I'm grateful. So guys, see you in another last vlog, like last day's vlog. I'm hoping I'm going to finish the vlog this weekend. And when I say this weekend, okay, yeah, this week, like this whole week, including Sunday, I'm using Canadian time. So please, if you see it on Monday morning in Nigeria, bear with me, it's still within this. So I have two more videos or 3 more videos. I'm just going to ensure that we close out on last day vlog so that we can move on with other things. I have so many things to share, and I hope you just stay glued to this channel. And please, ejo, I'm begging, like really begging you guys, please subscribe. I have so many views, and my people that have subscribed is not like, equation is not balanced basically. Please guys, subscribe. In fact, pause, go and subscribe. Click on that subscribe, and you see it, subscribe button. Click on it. Have you done that? Thank you. God bless you. See you another day and another time. Bye.